I'm about to do a first impression for you guys on a new Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera, which translates to English to super light. I don't like the name to begin with, but let's see what this one's all about. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another video. 𝗵𝗃 here. You already know that if you love to make a great and lasting impression, smelling good is a great way to start. So we're going to talk about the newest from Chanel. This is going to be their flanker of the Chanel Allure Homme Sport collection, and this is going to be Superleggera, which translates to super light. As I said in the beginning, it's been 12 years since the last release within this line, and the one that they released before this one was Chanel Allure Homme Sport 𝗂𝗃𝘀𝗃, which was released in 2012. So 12 years later, they're giving us another flanker, and of course, the last release within the Chanel men's line was Chanel Bleu de Chanel PARFUM in 2018. So let's see what we had to wait for over a decade. Let's see if this is actually something that's worth talking about. Anyway, this is going to be quote unquote a limited edition of sorts. That's what we're getting from the Chanel essays, sales associates. This is now readily available. It's been officially released, so you can find this at your general store, your department store, if they are an authorized Chanel partner, of course. And of course, you can find this straight at the Chanel.com website or Chanel boutiques. Retails for $172 USD. This is an 𝗿𝗶𝘃𝗄𝑚 concentration, and this is 100 ml, which is the only size available at this time. So let's crack her open. Let's do a first impression. This is a first impressions video. I'm going to tell you exactly what I get out of the fragrance, of course, within reason, because it's not a full wearing, but we'll get the gist of it. So let's get cracking. Looking at the box, it's going to be very similar to all of the other Chanel Allure Homme Sport collection. It's going to be that gray metallic kind of a look with the Sport and the Superleggera in the embossed red or dark, red, almost like a burgundy kind of a feel. Very nice, chic, very simple, but really nice, presentation as we come accustomed with Chanel. They are, after all, one of the best designer brands out there. You can't really find this stuff discounted, as we all know. If you want to pick up Chanel, you got to buy it retail, and that's that. And the bottle itself is going to be clear. It's going to have this gray glass look to it with the embossed Superleggera Homme Sport right here with the Sport in red as we come accustomed to it. It's an Allure line fragrance. This is not going to be magnetic. The cap is going to be rubbery and plastic with the Chanel ring around it. The sprayers are usually very good. Yep, that's the case here. They're usually very good with Chanel, one of the best in the game, but nothing to it, very minimalist. There's a red insert in the cap itself. Again, not metallic. Nice presentation, nothing crazy here. It is quite nice smelling though. If you're looking for a nice citrus aromatic scent, this is something to look at. Right now the room smells really nice, very big, bright citrus component. Let me actually spray a blotter as well as my hand. This is going to be my scent of the day today. I want to take it for a full wearing, and maybe I'll come back with a full review. But the initial blast, I get obviously the very familiar Chanel Allure kind of a DNA or scent profile. That almost sweet tonka, powdery aldehydic vibe that you get with all the Chanel Allure fragrances. You're definitely going to get that here right up top. The citruses are very prominent, bergamots, definitely oranges, mandarin oranges. But what really stands out here from the get-go is going to be the grapefruit. If you're a fan of grapefruit fragrances, I think Dolce & Gabbana had a couple different flankers, over the last couple of years, that were very predominant with the sharp grapefruit note up top, which is very nice. This was going to have that sharp grapefruit note right at the beginning here, right at the top, right at the gate. You're going to spray this on, that grapefruit's going to jump up. There is a very subtle minty, maybe there's geranium here. It's giving me like a minty feel. This is a very nice scent, very citrus aromatic up top. There is an inflection of a lavender herbal kind of nuance as well. That's giving me like a green tinge to the fragrance. So citrus aromatic, easy to wear, bright. The citruses are going to be the star player of this fragrance, and in particular that grapefruit that we talked about. In comparison with the other Allure fragrances from this line, obviously, we talked about the one that came before this one in 2012, which is the Homme Sport 𝗂𝗃𝘀𝗃, which is definitely my favorite for this particular sport line. I think this is definitely the one that I gravitate towards the most. I love that tonka with the mint. There's a little bit of a vanilla, feel in the base. Great for early fall and spring is the best times for this one here. Although there was an 𝗿𝗵𝗆 concentrate version of this fragrance, which was a lot better in performance. I do favor the OG from 1999, the Allure Homme, the original. As you see, we do go through bottles. This is a 1999 bottle, the year it was released. And here's another one. An incredible fragrance. What I love about this one is that this is a very, almost fougere-like, but with oriental ambery kind of tendencies. Definitely my favorite from the whole Allure collection. Allure Homme Sport, the original, very similar to Versace Pour Homme. Very easy to wear, citrus, aromatic, very aquatic and ozonic. One of those kind of fragrances, been there, done that, ton of those in the market. You can just choose the one you like better for pricing and performance, of course. And then the one that gets probably the least amount of talks, it kind of flies under the radar, which is the Edition Blanche. Love the stuff. If you like that lemon meringue pie, this again, great for spring and summer. Definitely my favorite for those occasions. I favor this one as opposed to the original Allure Homme Sport. I think this is very nice. I love that creamy meringue lemon pie, key lime pie kind of a feel that you get that's almost borderline gourmand. Really amazing stuff here. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't. How this one compares with the other ones. So Superleggera means super light. I don't think this is super light. I don't think this is going to be a incredibly well-performing fragrance. I think this is going to give me average performance, if I have to be honest, from what I'm getting right now on skin and on the blotter. Don't think this is going to be a screamer though. I think projection is going to be rather mild. I do think because it's an eau de parfum, it's going to linger nicely on the skin. If you get closer to someone's proximity and surrounding, you're going to get whiffs. I think it's going to give you a nice sillage, especially if you like to spray your clothes like myself. But I think performance is going to be average to below average, 6 to 8 hours. It'll probably project for a good hour and a half or so, and it'll give you decent sillage. That's what I'm getting here off the top. The smell itself is really nice. Besides the citrus blast that I talked about, the bright, very nice, inviting, citrus notes, including that very upfront grapefruit. I'm also getting some lavender and herbal inflections to this fragrance, which makes this perhaps the most mature in the collection. Meaning, I think a gentleman, someone, who's looking for something to pair up with an attire, kind of like what I'm wearing today, something really nice and refined and well put together. Perhaps a jacket, not so much a tie, but nice jacket. If you want to really convey a nice, vibe about yourself, well put together, I think this is a very well put together, refined and elegant scent. I think you definitely dress this up, and I think that's even where I would go for this one. Some of the other ones in this collection I could wear dress up or dress down, but just like the Allure that I talked about, which is my favorite, which I tend to like to wear it more dressier situations, I would say this one here, definitely the more mature from the sport line for sure. Because of that lavender and those herbal inflections, making this a little bit herbal, not so much fougere, but definitely aromatic, very aromatic. There's definitely, I'm sensing clary sage with some lavender touches. There is some good woods here like cedar, definitely vetiver, which again, make this a little bit earthy, green and aromatic. Speaking of what this reminds me of, so right off the bat here, I'm getting a vibe that's green, herbal, like I talked about, very nice vetiver, bright citruses up top. So it reminds me of 𝗕𝗿𝗵𝗏 cologne. So if you're familiar with that fragrance, definitely similarities, like they could be cousins, but then you add those aldehydes and those profiles and DNAs from the Allure Homme itself, from the Chanel line. It's definitely a Chanel Allure. There's no two ways about it. You smell this, it's definitely going to smell very similar, like it belongs to the collection. It's a very nicely done flanker. Is it a great release? Not really. To wait over a decade for a Chanel Allure, I don't think it's a great release. I think there is a place for this. I think some people are going to enjoy this because it's a Chanel. Chanel is like Rolex or Mercedes or Coca-Cola. Or Louis Vuitton. It's got the name. So people will enjoy this. I think it's going to be well received. As a frag head, someone who's a collector, someone who's a connoisseur, it's going to feel like more of the same. It's going to feel like this could have been better. They could have done other things to make this, a little more interesting. Do I think they're going to do flankers? Perhaps. They're saying limited edition. There's no limited edition to be seen here on the bottle itself. There's no limited edition even on the box. So it might be just sales associates talk. This might not be a limited edition after all, but who knows? Time will tell. I go as far as saying that I don't think it's a limited edition, and my final verdict, I think there's going to be flankers of Superleggera. Just saying, guys. Those are my initial thoughts. Let me know if you guys have tried Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to start a conversation there. Of course, I will take it for a full test drive. Again, you can't do no wrong. This stuff you can overspray. It smells good. It's going to get you smelling great. It's going to make a great impression. There's no two ways about it. Don't second guess yourself. It does smell good. However, it will have similarities to things that you already know, so it's not a groundbreaking by any stretch of the imagination. In Unskin, I'm almost getting, at this point, you know, there's said to be sandalwood. I don't get much of the sandalwood here. I get the vetiver, I get the cedarwood, I get some of the musk and aldehydic inflections. And at this point here, as I sprayed my whole body here and clothing, I'm getting almost like a shower gel / shampoo kind of a vibe, which I'm not really digging. So anyway, those are my initial thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Have you tried it? Are you looking forward to trying it? If you want to try this right now, you can at perfume.com, you know, partner of this channel. Get yourself a decant so you don't have to blind buy like I did. Wear it on skin, make sure you love it. Use my code MAX12, details below. If you want to buy retail, if you want to try before you buy it, you guys know it. I got you covered. And of course, if you guys appreciate the channel, leave a like, subscribe for more, hit the bell so you get these videos straight in your feed, and I'll see you right back here with another video, review, first impressions, top video, you name it. It's coming your way very soon. Stick around. I'll see you guys later. Take care.